All right, check this thing out. This is the Solar E1.6. And I gotta say, this thing is pretty badass. I've been enjoying it. Jamming around for the past couple days on it. This is only the second Solar guitar I've ever checked out after I recently checked out the S1.6. It's around here somewhere. Check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. Speaking of Solar, in a video a couple days ago, I corrected myself. I said Solar, or I said Solar, and then I'm like, I think it's Solar. And one guy chimed in. Now, it was only one guy out of a ton of comments, but he said I was right the first time that it's Solar. So I'm not sure if it's Solar or Solar. I'm gonna continue to say Solar until proven differently. We're gonna have to chime in with Ola and see what he has to say about it. In fact, I'm sure he says it a million times in his videos, so we'll have to watch one of those. I saw a new Solar video came out today. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm not sure if he talks in it or if he just jams the whole time or whatever, but I know he's probably got hundreds of videos where he says the name, so could be Solar, I don't know, but I'm gonna continue with Solar. But kind of another first for me is this Explorer shape. I've never in my life touched an Explorer, and again, kind of like it. The one thing though, I'm gonna try putting a strap on it because I feel like to play these guitars, you gotta play them a certain way. So this is one of my normal DiMarzio clip locks, which this has right now. And I'm gonna make it as long as possible, well, maybe not as long as possible. Let's just start like that. So I feel like you gotta be like one of these guys to jam one of these things properly. You know what I mean? With it way down low. I'm sure you can't see me, all of me, but you can see the guitar right now, I'm sure. And that's pretty low, and you gotta be one of these guys, you know? Just seems like you're cool, you know? Like standing there with this thing all way low. That actually feels really good with it at this length. Typically with my guitars, I like to have them like around here. Not the Tom Morello style, and not the James Hetfield style, but right in the middle. But with these, I think James had something going for him, because that feels good at that length. So, I don't know what I'd do if I were to rock an Explorer shape live. But anyways, I'm gonna be sitting down for the rest of this video, so that's all kind of irrelevant. We're gonna go over the specs, jam some riffs on this thing, tell you my thoughts on it. But right off the bat, I like it. Super solid. Let's get a look at it here. This one, I think, is a 2018. I've seen that online for these particular ones. This is actually the E1.6 ET-WHM. ET stands for Evertune. WHM stands for white matte finish. And I didn't account for this. These enormous bodies. Look at how huge this thing is. And I just tried to turn and I hit my cabinet here, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. There we go, get that by there. But definitely sweet. This one's got some nicks and stuff. This is one of my buddy Rich's guitars. And I cleaned it up in another video, but it looked pretty ragged. But still, can't do anything really about these chips right in here. Some missing stuff on the back there, a little plate, nick in the neck. Although, once you get ripping, I thought that was really gonna bother me, and it typically would, but once you get ripping, you don't notice it as much. But for 2018, it's certainly not in the worst shape, and it still works. Let's start with some of the hardware components here, starting with Evertune bridge, which is beautiful. I like that, because you know, I kind of set it up yesterday. It was in drop B, and I set it up in drop C, and when I went to sit down to play today, it was still in drop C perfectly. So that's why I say the Evertune's beautiful. I also got it, the vibrato right where I like it, in the perfect zone. We'll talk more about that later. Some guys had some questions about that when I mentioned it in a prior video, what I mean by that. So I'll talk about the Evertune a little more. At least I'll try to remember to. And then we got the Duncan by Solar pickups, plus one of these split coil push-pull things. And what they're saying about these Duncan Solar pickups, which are new to me, I've never tried, that S1.6 had EMGs put into it, so it's just an 81 I was used to in that. but I knew it came factory with the Duncan by Solar that this one still had. And so here's what they're saying actually off the specs here. Some specs I just found online. It wasn't from the official Solar site, but I can't remember what it was, Reverb or Guitar Center or something like that. But what they said was the Duncan Solar pickups have a high output, producing a thick and powerful modern tone with a tight low end, a full and defined mid-range, and a crisp and articulate top end. Perfect for pushing the front end of an amplifier. Sounds like a pretty good description. I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and put that to the test. Yeah, so feels great. Real easy to riff on. It feels like just like a riff machine. You know, just, I don't know, it just does. Just like the S.1 or S1, this one feels really solid, well made, very solid as a matter of fact. It feels like just a dense piece of wood. Neck through design there. But one last thing, I was talking about this Evertune bridge. So yeah, in perfect tune, which is the point of it. But one of the problems for people who care about this with Evertune is the vibrato. And there are like 3 zones when you're setting up an Evertune bridge. I have 2 videos on this, which I recommend you check out. I'll link them for you somewhere, whether in the description or whatever, if you want to check those out, explaining everything you need to know about the Evertune bridge. But really the premise is there are 3 zones, 1, 2, and 3. And you want to be in zone 2, which is going to be perfect tuning all the time. But there's really no vibrato. If you were to try to bend, you would hear no pitch change whatsoever. But what you want to do is, what I like to do, and some guys don't care about that. Some guys don't play with vibrato, so zone 2 is perfectly fine for them, and it'll just be perfect night after night. Whatever you're doing, day after day, it'll always be in perfect tune. But if you want some vibrato, you need to get as close to zone 3 as possible without going into zone 3. Because once you hit zone 3, the pitch starts to change. So like just for instance, I'm in drop C right now, this low C string. I can move this tuning key and nothing is happening with the change in pitch. Look. No change, so that's in zone 2. Now as I move this up, I'm gonna increase the tension on the string. You start to hear the pitch go up. I want to back off. Get up to zone 3 so I hear the pitch change and then back off the tiniest bit. Now I've got vibrato. Where if I went back into zone 2, down, drop, in the middle of zone 2, there's no vibrato. Look at that. No vibrato. No pitch change. Pulling that as hard as I can up there. Barely any pitch change. Back to zone 3. Back it off a little bit. Now we'll get some vibrato. So I did that for all the strings. So, it's the Evertune in a nutshell. But again, watch those videos if you want to learn more. Let's go back to some more of these specs here now that we got the hardware out of the way. Oh yeah. So here's what the neck pickup sounds like. The neck Duncan. Again, bridge. Neck. As you'd expect. A little more like hollow and rounded sounded. Both of them. But this split coil thing, I can't get to make any difference in sound, at least not that I'm hearing. So there's a good possibility that just isn't hooked up. I have no idea what the configuration of this is. It could have been rewired in some way. I have absolutely no idea, but I don't think that on this particular guitar, that split coil thing is making any difference whatsoever. All right. So, back to this neck. It is a set-through neck. They call it the C profile. I don't know exactly what that means, but it does feel, while it looks still thin, it feels bigger to me. A little bit bigger than the S1. The S1 felt super good, in my opinion, just in terms of its thickness. But this one, I can't tell if it actually feels wider this way or this way. I think it might be this way, so that'd be the nut width, I think. But yeah, it feels just a little bit wider than the S. No big deal though, it's still good. Ebony fretboard, and a beauty at that. That cool solar logo at the 12th there. But yeah, nice fretboard. 24 super jumbo frets, they call them. 24.75 inch scale I saw, which was a surprise. That's what I like. I prefer that over a 25.5. My RE600s, all my custom shop ESPs, I get 24.75, which drives guys crazy. I don't know why. Just for a 3/4 of an inch difference, everybody's like, why is it that? But I don't know, I just like it. So, but I can play a 25.5, no problem, and I don't even notice any difference. I really think there's no difference in winter, but having one that they say is a 24.75 without measuring it myself from the spec sheet I got, it seems right, and it feels great. I like it, no big deal there. Big ass, thick mahogany body. Like I said before, it's a beast. I'm not gonna say that this guitar is overly heavy. It feels like reasonably weighted, like for what it is, you know, it feels right. But it's solid, it feels like a big block of wood. And so that's mahogany for you. I like its resonance, both no distortion. As I said in the last video, I know it sounds like crap through this microphone when you're not hearing distortion, but when I'm hearing here in the room, it sounds good. I mentioned the Grover tuners, non-locking. I gotta do this way since I don't have the room behind me. They're pretty cool. Made in Indonesia, you can see there. I don't know if all Solars are or not, but this one is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of drawn to this Explorer shape. Makes me want to play it. I never would have thought that I'd be into this. It just makes me kind of want to play it. I'm gonna play some more. Let's do it. So what do you guys think? How does the Explorer look on me? For those that don't know me, probably makes no difference or whatever, but everybody that does know me, you know I've been playing what I call M style or Strat style guitars my whole life. Never played V's, never played the dime ones, never played an Explorer, but I kind of like it. Not making a switch or anything like that, but if I had to, I could rock one of these and feel pretty good about it. So I hope you'd agree. And I never rock white guitars either, but I like white too. This is a cool guitar. I'd like this. If I could get one right now, I'd prefer a brand new one, but that'd be the only real difference that I'd make with it. So very cool guitar. As I said, my second Solar, and so far, 5 out of 5 on each one of them. Great guitars. I could rock these all day. Very well made, and in relation to a lot out there right now, very well priced from what I just glanced over on the Solar website there. Now, they're not available on Sweetwater. I don't know, so obviously people in America are getting them, but I don't know if like shipping over here is expensive or if shipping's included. I have no idea about that. Whether that's a factor or not, not really sure. Haven't ordered a Solar, so I have no idea what that process is like. I'm sure the man himself has it figured out though. Very impressive that all he does, and still owns a guitar company. Jesus Christ, imagine the amount of just time and brain power that has to go into that as well. I can't even fathom it myself. You know, you see somebody doing something else and you're like, I could do that. This isn't the case. I don't think I could run a guitar company and figure all that out, plus do everything he does. He's running laps around YouTubers like me. So kudos to him, man. Great work on this. If you ever need a guy to check out some more, hit me up. And like a lot of people were saying in the comments, and we've talked about, next time I'm in Stockholm, if I can make it back there one day, which would be a good achievement for me, then I'd definitely love to come by, check out your place. So yeah, this is it, Solar. Again, E1.6 ETWHM. A winner, in my opinion. Close one I saw is the new Kirk Weinstein one, and that thing looks super sweet. So that's like, I think like probably the newest model of this, but I can't say with any certainty. Right on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't stop now. Watch some more of my guitar demos. ESP, Ibanez, Jackson, Solar, got them all. Check it out in the playlist here. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already, because I'm gonna be doing tons of videos like this. Plus I got tons of maintenance videos to help you take care of your guitar, my conversational show, everything you love, playthroughs, all sorts of stuff, so much more. Don't forget about my guitar DVD, shipping right now for only $24.99 worldwide, free shipping, 10 free guitar picks, lots of extra goodies, learn soloing, riffing, songwriting, arranging, or just order it for the guitar picks. My wonderful Patreon community where you can see almost all of my videos before anybody else, plus cool community vibes and other perks, so make sure you check that out. Appreciate everybody watching. I'm Rob Arnold, and I'll see you again on the next one.